Hello friend, in last lecture we had discussed about the SDLC and the waterfall models. We had discussed about the strength, weaknesses, when to use the waterfall model. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the another software development lifecycle model, that is the V-shaped SDLC model. It looked like a V, that's why it's called it as a V-shaped models. In V-shaped models, the basic advantage is that in the development phases of all the software development phases, there will be the parallel testing will be occurred of each and every phase. Means we are going to develop a product as per the customer expectation. In this V-shaped model, the various phases will be available. Now we are going to see one by one each. In V-shaped model, it is a variant of the waterfall model that emphasizes the verification and validation of the product, because we have to build the product as per the customer requirement. Then it is our duty to build a product as per the customer needed, what a customer want. For that we require the validations and verification of the each and everything. If we are going to build a product as per the customer requirement, the customers may get happy. If we are not going to build a product as per the customer requirement, then it will be a very bad impression for the organization to develop a products. For validation and verification, we are going to write each and everything, which are going to write each and every test cases. The product will be meet as per the expectation or not. In verification and validation model, testing of the product is a plan in a parallel with a corresponding phase of a development. In each and every phase, we are going to plan for the testing also. Each and every phase modules we are going to test, we are going to validate as per the customer expectation or not. For that, we are going to write all kind of test cases as per the customer expectations. In verification and validation model, there are number of steps will be available, like project and requirement planning phase. In this phase, these are the first phase of a V-shaped model. In this phase, we are going to allocate all kind of resources which will be required for the software development. Resources in terms of human resources, then project requirement resources, all kind of resources we are going to describe in the first phase of a project and requirement planning. We are going to gather the requirement from the particular customers, what kind of action we are going to take to gather the requirement we are going to plan in this particular phase. We are going to plan each and everything in the first phase of a V-shaped model. In second phase, there will be the product requirement and specification analysis. The information we gathered from the particular clients, that we are going to analyze that particular information. We are going to specify here the scope of your particular project, because we are going to develop a project, we are going to develop a software as per the customer expectation. Here we complete the specification of the software system, which kind of requirement the system required, which kind of resources system required, which kind of a scope of the particular system we are going to plan, we are going to discuss in the second phase of the V-shaped model. In third stage, we are going to discuss the architecture of or high level design of a particular software. In this, we are going to design a software functions which will be required for the software development, because the customers needs the design of their particular software. In later stage, we are going to design a detailed design of a particular software. In this, we are going to develop a particular algorithm. On the basis of that algorithm, we are going to design a particular architecture content of the particular V-shape by using a V-shaped model for the software development. Here we are going to write code, we are going to design a particular user interfaces, we are going to design here architecture, we are going to design here some kind of databases. Designing all the things will be done in the detailed design phase of the V-shaped model. We are going to develop here the some kind of algorithms. After that, there will be the coding phase. Coding phase will be the transform algorithm into the software. On the basis of algorithm, we are going to write a source code which will be required as per the customer requirement, because customer needs the desired output. On the basis of that, we are going to write a particular code. That algorithms is the basis for the transformation of the algorithm in the particular code. There will be the next is the unit testing. Unit testing, we are going to break down our whole project into small modules. The unit testing is nothing but to check the each and every module which will be work as per the customer expectation or not. In unit testing, we check that each module acts as a expected as a particular customer needs. We are going to check each and everything in the particular unit testing module. After that, there will be the integration and testing. In unit testing, we are going to check the module wise. In integration and testing, we are going to integrate all the modules once. Then we are going to check that they are working properly or not, they are working incorrectly or not. If they are do well, then we are going to deploy it at the client side. Otherwise, we are going to repeat there all the phases, because unit testing provides us we are provide a module as per the customer expectation. After all the modules unit wise, we are going to integrate it. After that integration, there will be we can say that we can again recheck it. We can again you can say that we can again test it. It will meet as per the customer expectation or not, because all models will be connected together, and we are going to check here that they are working incorrectly or not, they are working correctly or not. After that, there will be the system and acceptance testing. We are going to check the entire system in its environment. We are going to deploy our system at the client side. We are going to check that will be working with the particular entire environments or not. If there will be any problems, then we are going to test that module in our particular unit testing or integration testing. Then it will be checked by the particular developers. It will be working or not. After that, there will be the production and operation and maintenance phase. Here, provide for enhancement and corrections. If there is any error after deploy will be occur at the client side, then client will be suggested any kind of errors which will be removed in the last phase of a maintenance. Correction of some functions, correction of removal of some functions will be considered in the last phase of a V-shaped model. These are the some kind of a step which will be used by the V-shaped model. Like waterfall model, there will be some kind of a strength and weaknesses of a V-shaped models also. In V-shaped model, the planning for verification and validation of a product in early stage of a product development, because we are going to plan parallelly. Therefore, we have to plan for each and everything, each and every module, each and every stage in the earlier. Because if we are not going to plan for the verification and validations, then it will be difficult to plan parallelly at the time of software development. Each deliverables must be testables. What kind of output we are going to provide in each stage, in each development process, we are going to check, we are going to test it very cautiously. Project management can track progress by milestone. We are going to create some kind of a milestone. On the basis of that, the project management will be try to track that all kind of the activity will be happen in a particular time or not. That will be checked by the particular project management team. It is easy to use. Like waterfall model, the V-shape model is also the very easy to use. Like waterfall models and other models, the V-shape models have some kind of weaknesses also. Does not easily handle concurrent events, does not handle iteration of phases, does not easily handle dynamic changes in the requirement. Because if there are some number of iterative pages will be occurred in the V-shape models, then it will be very difficult to handle the particular iterative phases. If some kind of dynamic changes will be given by the particular client, particular end user, then it will be very difficult to handle that particular requirements of a particular client. That is some kind of a weaknesses of a V-shaped models. When to use V-shaped models? When your requirements are well known in upfront, then you are going to use a V-shaped model. When design is stable, at the time you are going to use a V-shaped models. When excellent choice for system requiring high reliability for a hospital patient, at that time you are going to use a V-shaped model, because V-shaped model will provide a parallel testing of a particular software development process. It will be very helpful for the software development process. Like V-shaped model, another model is for the software development is a prototyping model. Prototyping model is nothing but the structure of a particular software project. In prototyping model, developers try to build a prototype of a particular project, particular software during the requirement phases, because number of phases will be available in a prototype model also. At the same time, we are going to develop a particular prototype first as per the given requirement. Prototype is evaluated by the end user, because we are going to build a first prototype. Because of that, the end user must evaluate that particular prototype that will be meet to his expectation or not. User give a corrective feedback. Users are working on some kind of prototype. Some functions will be available in the prototype. Some working conditions, characteristic will be available in a prototype. The users who are going to work on the particular prototype, he give a corrective suggestion, corrective feedback to the particular developers. It will meet to his or her expectation or not. Developer further refine the prototype. After getting the feedback from the particular customers, the developer try to correct that particular requirement as per the customer feedback. Customer provide a time-to-time feedback in a prototyping model. That's why the model will be built after the fulfill completion. Their product will be as per the customer needs. When the user is satisfied, the prototype code is brought up to the standards. Means after providing a feedback time to time by the customer on working on the prototype model, then developer try to build the product as per the customer expectation. After the customer satisfied, after the user is satisfied, then we are going to write a proper code for the each and every module, each and every functions. In the prototyping model, like a waterfall model and the V-shape model, the prototyping model is different. Where here in each and every phases, we are going to get the feedback from the customer, from the end user, because he is involved in the each and every phase of the software development. The software developer try to build a prototype first on the basis of the requirement given by the particular end user. Because of that, the software we are going to build, the prototyping we are going to build that meets or not as per the customer expectation will be checked by the particular customers. In prototyping, there are number of steps will be available. In preliminary project plan is develop. First of all, we have to develop some kind of a plan. Partial high level paper model is created on using pen paper. We are going to can say model will be created. The model is a source for a partial requirement specification. A prototyping is built with a basic and critical function. Basically, the whole project is not developed in the prototype model. Some kind of functions from each and every module, some each and every pages will be created here. Some kind of a code will be written for that particular functions. After that, that will be produced to the particular customer, particular end user, and end user will be try to use that particular prototyping model on the working on the prototyping model. He will provide us some kind of a feedback. In prototyping, there will be the designer try to build a databases, user interfaces, and algorithm function as per the customer requirement. Designer demonstrate the prototype to the user, and user evaluate the particular prototype as per their particular requirement or not. He will provide a particular suggestion to the particular developers at the time of prototyping working. The loop will be continue until the user is satisfied. If there are number of changes will be available, the customer will be provided the number of feedbacks to the particular developers. That loop will be continually continue in a continue stage until the customer is satisfied, because the customer will need the software as per their expectation. Prototyping provide the way to the particular end user to work on that particular prototyping and work on that particular prototyping and provide a particular suggestion that will be meet his expectation or not. That customer try to give a feedback to the developers that meet his expectation or not. Then continuous loop will be available to until the user is satisfied. After the satisfaction of a user, then actual code for the each and every project will be we can say right for the particular software. Prototyping strength is that customer can see the system requirement as they are being gathered. Customer are the part of the software development process in prototyping model. He can see the development of a particular software. What kind of a content will be available in that software? He can see the progress of that particular software. Developer learn from the customers because customer actually working on prototyping after building by the particular developers. The customer provide a particular feedback to the particular developers. Then developers may learn from the customers a more accurate end product, because customers try to check each and everything in the each and every model, each and every phase of the software development. The prototyping providing the way for to check that he meet his or her expectation or not. Then the end product will be the more accurate as per the customer expectation. Unexpected requirements accommodated. That the unexpected expectation requirements will be accommodated in the particular prototyping strength model. The There will be some kind of a weaknesses of a prototyping model also. Tendency to abandon structure program development for code and fixed development. Bad reputation for quick and dirty methods. Overall maintainability may be overlooked. Continue forever. Means here some kind of whenever the requirement will be gathered from the particular customer, we are going to build a particular prototype. On the basis of that, we are going to add some functionality in the prototyping model. The code and fix development will be we can structure abandon here because of the some restrictions. Bad reputations for quick and dirty methods, because we are going to develop some kind of we can say prototyping model of some kind of functions will be added, and some kind of a maintainability issue will be occurred in the prototyping model. When to use the prototyping? Requirements are unstable at that time you are going to use a prototyping model. At the requirement clarification stage of a waterfall model, develop user interfaces. At that time you are going to use a prototyping model. These are the prototyping model which will be used by the most of the software engineers for building a software as per the customer expectation. The end product which will be produced in the using a prototyping model, that will be the meets to the particular customer, because customer is a part of the prototyping model. He will be provided continuous feedback to the particular developer how the software prototype will be work. This is about the software prototyping models. Thank you.